Hey everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my Friday show, The Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. And it is a reading that's dedicated to our emotional landscapes, geography, if you will. I heard that a long time ago. It kind of makes sense to me in a way. The idea that maybe it's not always about actual relationships in our lives, and of course there are primary relationships and of course not so primary relationships. There are relationships we have between family, co-workers, neighbors, people we do business with of various sorts. Could be the person who checks out a book to you in the local library or who delivers your mail once in a while. Whatever it is, it could be that. It's not always about love, but maybe love is indicated. So I'm just warming up the cards. We're going to start off with a affirmation of love and beauty, and that's coming from the Universal Love Oracle set by Tony Carmine Salerno. I've used it here a number of times. I just think it's a nice mood setter, so we're going to do that and just shuffle them up and pick one and go with it. And they're always read upright. It's from around 2003 or so it's about 21 or so years old. This reading is good for today, Friday, March 8th, through next Thursday, and that's the 14th. I had to think about it. Maybe Mr. O is having an emotional outlook today of some sort. Who knows? But let's do our affirmation and get that done with. Set the tone. And of course, it is spiritual growth. Well, maybe that's the role we play today. Spiritual growth. Take heart. This is a time of great spiritual growth. Powerful changes are taking place within you. It is important that you nurture yourself. Spend time in nature. Gaze at the stars at night. Walk along a sandy beach. You will emerge from this period with renewed understanding. Pools of knowledge swell from within. And that's kind of nice. So, hey, let's get on with the reading. And the reading is for every sign of the Zodiac. I'm going to do them from Aries through Pisces. And I have a new reading style where basically I'm going to just pull the cards. And the first card for each sign is the challenge or opportunity, and it may pertain mostly to the emotional matters. And then the second card is the action you should use. All right, so let's start off with Aries, sun sign Aries. And of course, you can listen to all of them if you want to consider maybe your moon sign or your rising sign and glean that information from the appropriate area. So, the challenge or opportunity for Aries. And it's the Queen of Rings. That's the Queen of Pentacles. But it's reversed. So the challenge or opportunity says that maybe Aries needs to do some serious downtime, some nurturing of themselves, or maybe that there is this opportunity really to indulge in yourself somehow and to maybe be more calm or find some relief for yourself stress-wise. So what is the action that you should take then? And that action is another Queen. It's the upright Queen of Wands. And so the action you should take is being really brave and confident about this. Kind of saying like, these are for me and no one better stand in my way. All right. So now we are going to move on to Taurus, sun sign Taurus. And remember, you can look also at your moon or rising sign of Taurus if you want. So, challenge or opportunity. And it's the upright Ten of Pentacles. I think I want to adjust the light a little bit. Let's see. It's almost too bright in a way. Maybe that helps. I don't know. I'll let it go for the now. So the challenge or opportunity maybe is working on family issues, home issues, that maybe there is an opportunity to really say, this is family time, this is the family situation. Maybe there needs to be a family council where everybody has to talk about what's going on. And of course, family doesn't mean your blood or biological family, and unless of course that's what it means to you, but it could be your family of choice. So what is the action you should take? And it's the Two of Cups upright. And that means harmony. That means that maybe you have to trust with the partners within whatever that is, your family. And you have to come to agreements or harmony or decide that the relationship works. Okay? So that's it for Taurus. And now we will move on to Gemini. And that's sun sign Gemini, but we could also look at our moon or rising sign of Gemini if we wanted to get the extra information. So, challenge or opportunity. And it's the reversed Seven of Pentacles. Let me think about that for a minute. As a challenge or an opportunity, it may be that someone has called your bluff in a way and said, you know, you need to get working on our relationship or our project that's involving our relationship, or just something that's emotionally satisfying that you want to work on, but maybe, you know, somebody says you're the reason, you're the stall, or maybe you're saying it to yourself even. It's possible that you see that as an opportunity to either continue avoiding it, or maybe, you know, you can be, you know, talked into doing this thing. But what is the action you should take? And it's the reversed Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of Pentacles in all these readings, by the way, or at least it seems to me that we've had a few. So the reversed Ace of Pentacles says that maybe the action you take is delaying the growth or delaying the investment. Maybe it's saying that there is no action to take because you are really watching the end of something, and maybe this is what you feel is your material investment in something that either is a relationship or something that really comes across as pleasing to you. So it's kind of weird, Gemini, but, you know, I won't pretend that I always understand, you know, everything that goes on with Geminis. You know, they have complex and different kinds of ways of looking at things than maybe moi, the Scorpio. So anyways, we're on to Cancer then. Sun sign Cancer, or also if you are moon or rising, you may want to check that out. So what is the challenge or opportunity for Cancers? And it's the reversed Seven of Cups. They call them flutes in this deck. And by the way, this is the final Rose Tarot, which sort of takes its imagery from the romantic reality dating kind of game, I guess. So what is that challenge or opportunity with the reversed Seven of Cups? This may be saying that something that you probably have thought about, but you hadn't really seen it as being serious, has suddenly become really the thing you should do. And, you know, so that could apply to a lot of things. It could be a choice of people to be involved with date-wise, that kind of thing. Or, you know, something going on within relationships. Maybe you've been dating different people, and so all of a sudden one becomes the clear choice. It's something like that. It's something you emotionally really like. All of a sudden it becomes the thing you really like, you really want to choose it. So what then is the action you should take? And it's the Eight of Pentacles upright. They call that the camera guy in this one. Can't imagine why. But really it's about, you know, the idea is that the action you should take is put your plan into motion. That you work from a script. You work from an idea of some sense of a precision movement, working with what you have mastered. You know, you were an apprentice in the ways of relationships or things like that. Maybe it's not about a physical relationship, but it could be about something you really like. And this is saying you have a plan for that and you should follow your plan. Cancer. All right, so we'll move on to Leo. And that's Leo sun sign, but it also could be Leo moon signs or Leo rising signs. So what is that? What is the opportunity or challenge coming to the Leos? And it's the upright King of Wands. It says executive producer. So the challenge or opportunity is that maybe all of a sudden you have control. You have probably everything you want. You maybe feel that if the opportunity isn't there, it soon will be there. And it's only your charisma, your bravery, your confidence and belief in yourself that makes you want to go out there and really take advantage of this opportunity or the challenge of being in charge of that. And of course, when we think of these things, they're mostly all of them in relationship to your romantic or relationship-minded issues. Now, of course, if you are not romantic or not willing to give up the current relationship you are in for another relationship, then you have to temper some of these meanings, and I'll try to do that. We realize that not everybody is relationship-minded, but these could also be about the things you like that come to you, hobbies or your grandchildren. They're not a relationship that's exactly the same as a love relationship. They're a different kind of relationship. So what is the action you should take? Of course, it could be the action you shouldn't take, but it is the reversed Eight of Cups. And it says the action you should take is maybe you should consider what you actually already have. Maybe you should consider that maybe things are not exactly lining up for the future like you thought, perhaps. And so maybe you want to play either a waiting game or maybe you want to really sit it out in some respect. And this is talking about emotions. So it's talking about something you like or someone you like, and that maybe, you know, it's just not going to work out at this time. And so maybe you want to play a waiting game and see if something comes from the other side, perhaps. So that was Leo's. Oh, and I know Leos hate to not feel things are working out for them, but, you know, sometimes it does happen. So, okay, so now we're on Virgo. Virgos, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You can look at it and consider it from either point of view. What are the opportunities or challenges for the Virgos? And it says the Five of Pentacles. And so the challenge maybe is deciding that either you are going this alone and it's a sheer act of bravery on your part to some degree, or maybe you see that there is some opportunity in trying to be the loner, trying to be the outsider. But just my own personal thought is that maybe sometimes that still puts you, emotionally speaking, at a distance from other situations that you may not want to be. What is the action you should take? Well, interestingly enough, it's the Chariot, the limo, it says. And the Chariot tells us that really we should really go at it. You know, we should improve our morale and motivation by rising to the challenge and sort of, you know, taking the reins in hand and getting going. It's really a movement-directed kind of card. So I think, Virgos, this is saying really, you need to move forward on this. Whatever this challenge really ends up being, or this opportunity, you need to advance on it. And so it almost, you know, in respect makes it sound like, you know, you're joining, this is so Virgo, but like you're joining an order that says no relationships. You know, you're joining the monks or something like that. But maybe you're pulling yourself out of the situation, at least for now, of being involved in relationships because you have no control over them. That's kind of what this says, is you have to trust things, and sometimes that hasn't worked out for you, maybe. This could be talking about something really specific, so I want every Virgo not to think I'm talking specifically to them, but I am talking in general. All right, so that was the Virgos. We will now move on to Libra. Libra, what is the challenge or opportunity? And it's the Two of Wands reversed. And so the challenge is that maybe you feel like you can go it alone in some respects, but you realize that it's literally this sort of compelling, you know, friction between you and somebody or something else that really drives the opportunities. And that, so you see that even in the sense of trying to have plans, maybe it really needs somebody else's touch too. I think the challenge or opportunity is really saying you can't keep it all to yourself in a way. You should make plans with the one you're planning to be with, or that kind of thing. So what is the action you should take? And it says it's the reverse Three of Wands, which is interesting because they follow each other. So the action you should take, it seems to be saying like maybe you probably want to back off again. If this is about emotional matters, maybe this card is saying you don't feel now is the right time, or you shouldn't feel, or you wouldn't feel that now is the right time for you to act on this. I'll leave it at that, I think, Libra. It gets a little complicated, maybe much more so than we should deal with this time. So we'll try that next week, maybe. All right. So it's kind of funny because the first round of the Zodiac, it seemed like there was a lot of pentacles going on. And now it's a little broader, but we haven't seen a whole lot of swords. So I think that's kind of interesting. But here we are at Scorpio. So if anyone's going to have swords, it's probably Scorpios. And of course, I am a Scorpio, in case you didn't know that. So what are Scorpios, mine or others, challenges or opportunities? perfect Scorpio card. It's the Queen of Wands, the bitch. These boots are made for walking and all that. I think Scorpios, the challenge or opportunity is really using your charm factor. You know, a lot of Scorpios find they have literally an ability to be alluring to people. And sometimes we forget that we have a magnetic effect on people. But I think this is saying now is really a good opportunity for us to use our charm factor, probably specifically either in a relationship or a situation where emotionally you feel you have stakes, you have some gravity going on there, something really seems to be important enough, compelling enough for you to want to toss your power around. So what then would be the action you should take? And it's the Seven of Swords reversed. Whoa, bam. This is saying the action you should take is maybe you can't be secretive about this. Oh, I know Scorpios don't like that. This is saying this is the kind of thing that really you have to approach open front. If you have plans for really being, a little bit, forceful, as some Scorpios can be, not me, you should be really open about it. Whatever your intentions are, Scorpio, in terms of maybe exerting your powers of persuasion, be direct about it. Don't be coy. Don't be trying to tell other people, that it's something that it really isn't, that kind of thing. All right, I'll leave it with that for the Scorpios. Sagittarians, that was kind of interesting, wasn't it? Sagittarians, what's happening with you? What is going on with you? Either sun sign, moon, or rising. Let's see, I'm shaking the deck here. So what are the challenges or opportunities for Sagittarius? And it's the Eight of Swords. It says, in my head, in your head. Well, lately I've realized, not really lately, but for years I've realized that sometimes we feel we're trapped by our circumstances or by someone else. And maybe there's that relationship aspect to it, like we think we're in an abusive relationship. But maybe for some people in general, their perception of being trapped is stronger than the reality of maybe what they can use. Maybe, this idea, and this is supposed to be your opportunity or challenge. So I think what this card is saying, really, Sagittarians, if you feel like you haven't been able to get somewhere because of somebody else putting limitations on you or putting them in your life, then you have to really look at this as an opportunity to try harder to get around that. But it's a challenge maybe to realize that you're part of the problem, Sagittarians. You might be part of the problem. So what is the action you should take? And it's justice reversed. And I don't know, Sagittarians. It says the action you should take, maybe, I would just say, is that you might have to confront this to whoever as something unfair. I'm not thinking you should really do anything that's retaliatory, like, injustice for injustice kind of feeling there, but that you feel like if you're trying to get around a circumstance that maybe is more based on your perception that someone's holding you back or something's holding you back, then maybe you have to take into account that maybe you're not being fair to yourself either. I mean, that could be the idea, that the action you should take is try to remove yourself from a binary sense of judgment, that maybe life is against you all the time, someone else is causing that. So the action should be maybe that you should really get away from that kind of thinking, Sagittarians. That was a little bit of tough love, I have to admit. So I'm going to move on to the Capricorns now. And Capricorns, this will be either good for Capricorn Sun, Moon, like me and Banshee are both Moon Capricorn, or Rising. Oh wait, I'm also Rising Capricorn. Well, no wonder people think I'm not really like a Scorpio, because I have all that Capricorn in my chart. All right. So Capricorns, please tell us then, what is your opportunity or challenge? And it says, reassuring Rose, the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Well, it's interesting because the idea or challenge is maybe you have to wait for something, that maybe you have to show some patience either in your relationship or hopeful relationship, or in something you really love, something you really have emotional strong feels for coming to pass. So it could be like maybe you're waiting for your favorite nephew or niece to visit you or to write your letter. Maybe it says you have to wait for that. Now, granted, that's probably not really a lot of us here, but I think Capricorns, this is saying really your vaunted patience is really going to be tested. That even though a lot of Capricorns are vaunted on being patient and loyal and all that kind of stuff, they're saying that your opportunity really will involve even more patience on your part. And maybe it's superhuman in a way. So what action should you take? And it says the Nine of Cups. The fantasy suites. Well, the Nine of Cups is the wish card. So a lot of times the Nine of Cups says, you're going to get your wish, or maybe this is saying you should really plow ahead with what your wish would be. That as a action you should take. Maybe this is saying you feel lucky. Maybe there's something, that precipitates you having some extremely good fortune coming up here. I'm trying to put it in relationship to the first card, and I don't really see that opportunity. So I don't see it applying to that. So I'm not really sure about that, Capricorn. I'm going to leave it at that. We will move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is for your sun sign Aquarius, but it's also for those who may be moon sign or also rising sign ascendant. And your challenge or opportunity is the upright Seven of Pentacles. And it says, for the right reasons. The Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Rings, as a challenge or an opportunity, it may be saying that you have to really understand, exactly all the ramifications of moving ahead with a relationship or with any situation maybe that involves, people's strong feelings, your own or others, and that maybe this is saying, it is really about taking the opportunity to maybe take a census of what everybody in the situation feels like, and that maybe you should commit to waiting before any action really happens, despite what this challenge or opportunity may be. So what is the action you should take? And it says it's the Three of Swords reversed, which is good. The Three of Swords reversed maybe indicates that some real serious healing has to happen here for some reason. It may be involved in this first card. You got to wonder that maybe this is saying the challenge or opportunity is to look at things and wonder if they are viable. That's the Seven of Pentacles. It's like Is this viable? Will it need more, or has it already had way too much or somewhat too much? The card says the action should be taken, saying things are probably really vibrating at a better level. You know, there's healing, there's something here that has happened. And I think this is saying you should do more of that. That's the action you should take. So you may want to really assess what's going on here and decide what really needs, you know, therapy, healing, some modality. All right, Aquarius. That means that we are finally on Pisces, our last reading. Like Cancer and Scorpio, it's a water sign. I didn't really mention what the other elemental signs were, but Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are the fire signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the air signs. And then the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But as I said, this is for Pisces. What is the challenge or opportunity for Pisces? Well, it's the sun reversed. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. It's temperance reversed. Excuse me. So the challenge or opportunity maybe for Pisces is to bring some balance into your relationships or situations, that there may be something going on right now where maybe it's hard for people to express themselves, speak their minds, or to find a way of really communicating or understanding or being able to apply appropriate actions to relationships. What is the action you should take? And it's the upright Seven of Swords. And it says for the wrong reasons. And so this is saying that maybe there's something you have to do that's a little bit on the dark side. Maybe you have to, I won't say be deceptive, but maybe that applies to everybody in their own situation. It is Pisces, you know. Pisces has some of those kind of secretive elements about it. But Seven of Swords energy says you are trying to find a solution, but you don't necessarily want everybody to know exactly what's going on. And you may be trying not to hide your tracks or hide what the purpose is. So I'm going to leave it at that for Pisces. Be careful, of course, like any sign here, you know, these are just our thoughts, our expressions. You know, we're not relationship therapists or experts. We're not sexologists. We're not anything like that in relationships. We're just here to give you something to think about. So if you like my new format, doing 2 cards for each sign of the zodiac, I hope you'll leave a comment here, or you can write us at our Gmail, TFT Tarot for Today, one word, at gmail.com. So until next week, keep yourself busy, of course. Watch Happy Hour tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think it's on at 10 a.m., yeah. And then watch our regular Banshees Material Matters. She does for economics what I do for relationships on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We have a live show Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. And then the whole week kicks off again. So we'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.